What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Batman vs. Robin, issue number 5, Lazarus Planet Epilogue, even though there's still technically a few more things that DC announced as part of the Lazarus Planet event, but this is pretty much the end of it. I don't know what the point of those other ones are. Maybe those are the epilogue as well, but anyway, so this is the end of Batman vs. Robin, and more importantly, this is the finale to the Bruce and Damian conflict that's been going on for so many years now, I have lost track. Basically going back to the days of that Teen Titans run I started covering on the channel, the Glass Thompson bit, where all those tensions kind of flared up and rose, and even going back to kind of like the whole stuff with Alfred and that. We are finally at the end of it. We have finally made peace, and we can finally move on. It feels so good to say that out loud. We are finally at the end of it. It seemed like they were kind of at the end of it before in the Robin book, but not quite. Here, they're finally at the end of it. They have made peace. We can move on into a new direction. That door is closed. The conflict, it's over. We are now at peace. And I thought this was a pretty solid issue overall. This one's written by Mark Waid with art by Mohammed Azrar, or however you pronounce it. But this one takes place after Lazarus Planet Omega. If you want to know what happened there, you can check out my other video. But Neza had possessed Batman, and he had taken over his body. And so Damian kind of has to find a way out of the situation. He's pretty much trying to figure it out. Luckily, Monkey Prince comes in to kind of get a bit of an aid, and the two of them, and then obviously Damian goes in and brings in other magic users, members of the Bat family, minus Duke and Kate Kane for whatever reason, to try and weaken Neza down so they can try and stop it. But there's a thing that's going on here. So the thing keeping Batman alive is Neza's life force energy. If you take Neza out of Batman, then Batman's pretty much dead. So they're trying to find a way to stop the whole situation there and kind of weaken him down and get the magic users to exercise the demon, if you will. But it's the only thing keeping him alive. We get some crazy stuff where Monkey Prince uses his abilities because he can multiply like himself, if you will, by utilizing some of his hair. He does that this time with Damian, and so we get like an army of Damians fighting Batman, but even then it's still not really enough to stop him. And we get to a situation where they're able to exorcise Neza from him and kind of contain the demon, and Damian decides, since Batman's kind of dying, he's like, trade my life force for him. So that's a good job showcasing the selfless side of the character, which I really liked. But Zatanna and all that say that's just not enough energy. He's pretty much done. And even with the combined powers of the Bat family and all that, it's just not enough to save him. So he's kind of heartbroken over the whole situation. And so he has to kind of call in a last-ditch effort, which this part here reminds me of something straight out of Dragon Ball Z, where instead of using life force like they are here, it's using the spirit bomb, something that Goku would do. People of Earth, I need your energy to restore and resuscitate something. Like I said, this makes me think straight out of the Buu saga, where they make the spirit bomb to stop Majin Buu, or in this case, Kid Buu. But in this instance, it's Damian asking the citizens of Gotham for part of their life force to resuscitate Batman and the whole city. And it's a bit of a cheesy moment, but you know what? Sometimes a little cheese is okay. Everyone's like, we are Batman. The whole city saves Batman, which is something that's great because Batman has given so much for the city. Obviously, over the years, this city would have been completely into chaos if not for Batman. I mean, Gotham's been through some shit. But the citizens of Gotham, they definitely owe Batman for all the stuff he's done for them. And it's nice to kind of see a moment like that. It kind of also makes me think back to, what was it, Spider-Man 2, after he saves the train, where the citizens kind of stand up to Doc Ock there. It's a moment like that where the city's got Batman's back, and I like that. It's warm, it's sincere, and Batman's restored, and father and son finally hug. And we also get some other things that tell us that Lazarus resin is pretty much gone from the planet, which I'm like, thank goodness. I think the Lazarus resin has become a bit too much of a crux, if you will, like a crutch. It's kind of taken away the stakes of a lot of stories. But now that it's seemingly all gone, we can kind of like move on from that stuff, because I got so sick of Lazarus resin and everything. But it seems like, okay, we kind of utilized all of it. It's kind of gone. Death has stakes again. And we also come to the conclusion of the story. Like I said, Neza's taken down, but Damian brings up one thing. As powerful as Neza and all that were, there's no team formidable than Batman and Robin. So Lazarus Island, that's pretty much good. Everyone's been evacuated from there. Damian is seemingly all back in Gotham now. and father and son have totally reconciled, and I'm just so happy it's finally at its end. I thought Mark Waid did a pretty good job with this overall. Now, Lazarus Planet as an event, the main stuff was fine. It's just kind of the other side stuff that just didn't really need to be there. This didn't need to be all these different various tie-ins, which were just solely introduced or done to introduce new characters to set up things for Dawn of DCU, rather than focus on just the Lazarus Planet as a event as a whole. Like, those were just like piggybacking off a much more interesting story within the main pages of this. So all you really need to do, if you want to know more about this event, like I said, just read Lazarus Planet Alpha, Omega, Batman vs. Robin, maybe an issue or two of Monkey Prince to really get the full picture, and then you're pretty much good. The other tie-ins, they pretty much add absolutely nothing to the storyline. But this one pretty much wraps it up, so I don't even know what the point of the other stuff is going forward, but that's just me. But yes, we are finally at the end of Batman vs. Robin. I like I said, there's a bit of cheesiness in there, but the wholesome moments are there. It's warm, it's sincere when it needs to be. Mark Waid's been doing some really good stuff at DC as of late. World's Finest has been excellent. This issue finally resolves the Bruce and Damian conflict that's been going on for so long. I don't know, how long ago did I start covering that stuff? It's got to have been like 2020, 2019, 2018. No, because that Teen Titans run started in 2018, at least the Glass Thompson stuff, where I started really covering it on the channel. So it's been going on. Really, this tension's been building up for what, like almost 5 years now, like 2018, 2019. My goodness, it just went on for so long. But we're finally at the end of it. It's over. Like, the conflict is done. Yeah, they might probably have some tension here and there, but Damian's matured. He's grown up. Hopefully no writers forget that aspect, because that tends to be a thing that happens at DC Comics over and over and over again. Don't know exactly what's next for the character. I know he's going to be like a Night Terrors event. But Batman and Robin are back together. Although Talia is mysteriously kind of absent from this. She makes kind of a voiceover cameo, but there's no real moment for her. I guess she kind of ran off somewhere. So, like, there's a few kind of bits left lingering, like, where is everybody else? But that's kind of brushed aside, if you will. Just to kind of focus on the Bruce and Damian aspect of it. And Monkey Prince has a big... he's in this event quite a bit. Like, he has a large role to play. So that's kind of done there. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in his final issue of his book. I think that comes out next month or something like that, but I definitely will be covering that on the channel, because I have enjoyed reading Monkey Prince, and of course it's kind of tied into this whole Lazarus Planet epilogue, if you will. But I like Batman vs. Robin number 5. I think it's, like I said, there's some cheesiness there, but I do like seeing the citizens of Gotham kind of save Batman's life for once after all he's given them. Thanks to Robin trying to do his little speech and all that and ask the people for help, because, well, you know, Batman needed help for once and the citizens had his back. And considering all the shit that's gone on in Gotham and how awful that city is and why anybody lives there is beyond me, it was a nice moment to see the citizens of Gotham kind of stand up for their hero. So I like that aspect. The artwork, of course, is really, really good. I mean, throughout this Batman vs. Robin, I think the art has been pretty strong. And the wholesome moments are good. And we're finally at peace. So I think DC Night Terrors is the next thing that Damian's supposed to be in, because he hasn't been in any solicitations for a while. Maybe he'll show up in some of the issues, but for the first time in a while, he's finally at peace with his father, and I think that's really good. We're finally moved on past all the drama. It's over. The conflict is done. I just have like a smile on my face, because and a sigh of relief, because that just went on for so long at this point. And now he's seemingly going to be back in Gotham, and I'm glad. I think he's been away for too long. He'll probably end up in some team book, I'm sure. But the fact that we're finally done with this whole like conflict between him and his father, that puts a smile on my face, because that just went on for so long. And now we're at peace, and it feels good. It feels really, really good. So anyways, if you've read Batman vs. Robin number 5, or if you have any thoughts on it whatsoever, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications. I'll be back later on today, I'm sure, to cover the latest issue of Detective Comics. I haven't gotten around to reading it, but I definitely wanted to get this Batman vs. Robin issue number 5 review out there, since this is the ending of this Batman vs. Robin comic book miniseries, if you will. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next for DC. But this is something that's been just going on for so long. Now we're at peace. Now we can move on in a more positive, uplifting direction just in time for Dawn of DCU. So there you go. That's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.